7 p.m. on Saturday, March 12th. And this is Saturday Night Live from the downtown. Wait a second. We're hanging out at the Encore Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, the host hotel of the NADA convention. Now, we just happen to be hanging out at the pool because, well, you know, this Adonis needs to get some sun.
That was a lot. So NADA is the National Automobile Dealers Association. If you remember correctly, we requested press passes,
and they just
we were denied. We were denied press passes to the National Automobile Dealers Association. So we're not actually at the Encore Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, but we should be, because we'd be actually telling people what they need to hear, consumers what they need to hear.
Yes.
Maybe next year.
Well, we would even be telling the dealers what they really need to hear.
This is true. True. All right, John's in the house with us. Our Dylan's here. JMB thinks that Scotty Kilmer is moonlighting and writing our YAA headlines.
That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know how much you're paying him to do that.
That's here. Stiggs is here. Sean's here. Where is the dollar?
Sandy's here.
Sandy, it's great to see you as always. Yeah. Randy's here. Elchan's here. Tom's here. Happy Hippo. Yes. It's good to see you here. Yes. All right, so we got lots of folks with us. Steve as well. Pops, here's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Let's kick tonight off. Let's talk about the Ford news. Let's circle back around.
Ford? Is there something going on with Ford?
Let's touch base with Ford Model E.
Model E. Yeah.
Let's talk about gas prices. Let's talk about inventory. Then I also want to pull in some information about what is happening at NADA. There was a dealer sentiment survey that was sent out that I think was super fascinating.
Yeah.
And also there are some new expectations about what's going to be the new normal based on what we've heard at the National Automobile Dealers Association. I think as consumers, we should have a national consumers automobile, a national automobile consumers.
We should have your Advocate Alliance, where there's this national group that advocates on behalf of consumers, whether it be for automobiles or other consumables as well.
That's not such a bad idea. So let's kick tonight's conversation off with the Ford news.
You might want to call it your Advocate Alliance.
Yes, this is the name of what we do.
Yeah.
Let's kick tonight's show off, Dad, though, and let's talk a little bit about the big Ford news from last week, Ford Model E.
Yeah.
All right, so Jim Farley came out, and he's the first big company CEO to go out and say, we're changing the way that we sell cars.
No,
and it's going to happen in
the way that we sell electric vehicles,
which is a form of car.
Okay, but they're not changing the way they're selling all their vehicles. Just they're spinning off the electric vehicle portion of their business into a separate entity.
It's a big deal.
Under the Ford umbrella of companies.
Which is still, to be clear, a very big deal. They've said that dealerships are no longer going to carry inventory.
Yes.
And also the dealerships that don't opt in to do Ford Model E will lose that opportunity to sell electric vehicles. They'll only be able to sell ICE vehicles. Yes. And the price is going to be the price. And you're going to do most everything over the internet, which I think is pretty fascinating.
Yes. And I know you think that ultimately, eventually, like yesterday, perhaps, that's going to lead to Ford Model E selling directly to consumers. That's not necessarily how I read it, but that's how you read it. And, you're younger, better looking, and certainly smarter than I am.
So why don't you think that this is signaling that Ford's going to sell directly to consumer?
Well, how are they going to do that if they set up a dealer network of Ford ambassadors to handle EV sales?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's similar to, actually here, I'm going to pull up what Jim Farley said, and we can all, there we go. We've got here, this was back on
God, we don't have the dead cam.
On March 3rd.
Yeah.
Ford wants I'll read the quote. This is only about creating incredible products that improve over time to create a better customer experience than yesterday and ultimately to win as a company. The reality is our legacy organization has been holding us back. We had to change. And this comes from Justin. Ford wants a certain number of dealers to opt into the new Model E sales model. Ford Model E dealers would not hold inventory. Instead, they would facilitate the delivery of online orders, much as Tesla does for their customers. Electric vehicles will be sold at non-negotiable prices. It's one step away, in Justin's take, from direct to consumer.
Okay, but here's the question needs to be asked, if I may be so bold. Ford wants a certain number of dealers to opt in.
Yeah.
What the hell's that number? I mean, is the certain number, is it 10? Is it 200? Is it 500 of their dealerships?
Yeah.
that will determine whether or not it ever becomes.
You know the other thing that's going to determine it?
Okay.
This right here.
What's that?
This comes from Cox Automotive. Someone tweeted it at me. Dennis, thank you for tweeting this at me. Short
Yes.
supply. Electric and plug-in hybrid models are scarce in U.S. showrooms.
Yes.
This is new car inventory for EVs and hybrids.
Yeah.
There are none.
Okay.
You're telling me national supply of the Mach-E, 2,200. The ID4, 1,000. The Nissan Leaf, 1,000. The RAV4 Prime, 1,000. Right? So the other thing that's going to hold this back is there's this huge push. Let's go direct to consumer. I think it's let's go direct to consumer. Let's change the model. Let's make it, one price fits all, and let's make it EV. There aren't none. That's what's different about even what we're seeing on the gas shortage side, or the gas price increase side. You experienced that back in 2008, didn't you? And back in 2014 as well. Gas
I've
prices,
experienced it a few times. Yes.
yeah, gas
Yes.
prices have gone up before, but this time is different. It's unlike any
Well,
time
it's
prior.
different because there's no inventory, and it's different because over the last several years, most manufacturers have gotten away from their more fuel efficient, smaller sedans and hatchbacks because, there was much more money to be made selling large pickup trucks and SUVs and larger family vans. So, yeah, that's part of the difference. So I would think anything that's smaller, that gets better gas mileage, even though it's going to be in short supply, those are going to bring premium prices. And the things that don't get good gas mileage as gas continues to go up will only go down in value, and there might actually have to be some incentives, even on the limited number.
Do you think we'll actually see manufacturer incentives again this year?
I think I think as the larger, less fuel efficient vehicles stop selling, even though there's not a lot of them to be sold, as they stop selling and they start filling up dealer lots with those vehicles that aren't selling.
Have you heard from any of your friends? Like, have you talked to Chip recently? Like, what's going on the ground floor? Like, what are vehicles sitting on dealer lots already?
Well, he was telling me if you want at the end of a month, if you want a Mazda, you can probably get it at Invoice or less.
Like a new one?
Well, yeah, that would be the only one that has it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, the brand new.
Wait! That's breaking news to me.
Yeah.
Should I use the breaking news sound effect? Wait, what is this?
That's what he was saying. He said, they're
Have sales just been that slow?
sales apparently of some of the Mazda product have slowed down enough that at their dealerships or a lot of the dealerships in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area,
Yeah.
Those Mazda dealers are now discounting the Mazdas a great deal, and towards the end of the month, down to Invoice or lower.
Do you think that's a result of it had just, we were in February and February was slow? Like, you've talked a lot about how you think that's actually, let me put this into perspective.
Okay.
Four Eyes.
Yeah.
We referenced them and the data, the awesome data set
Yes.
that they have in the video that dropped on the channel today.
Yes.
Here's another one that they have. We're not looking at, we've got it back on the YAA website, auto inventory over time. And this is
Yeah.
where you can see like Land Rover's inventory down 87%, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I want to look at really quickly new car sales
Yeah.
year over year
Yeah.
for the month of February.
Well, they were down.
And that's what's interesting about this, right?
Yeah.
But they weren't down everywhere, actually. Look at this, Dad. Like Delaware.
They were up 8%.
And you can actually see the breakout. I know that's going to be tiny, so let me see if I can zoom in. Delaware. There you go. You can see the breakout. So there we go. BMW sales were up 81%
Yeah.
year over year.
Buick sales were down 81%. Cadillac was up 52. Chevrolet.
Wow,
down-
Toyota sales up 377%.
Yes.
This starts to speak to, because February of last year, we were in the thick of it.
Yes.
Obviously, the
Yeah.
thick of the chip shortage.
I don't
and
see
everything.
Mazda on there.
I do not see Mazda as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try another state really quickly.
Well,
Let's
try Maryland.
No, well, it's kind of hard to get my. Boom, Maryland.
Boom. Boom. Let
It's
it let
loading,
the
it's
world spin.
My girlfriend's texting me. Laura, if you're watching the show, please don't text me when I'm on the show. I don't know how to turn off. I don't know how to do it on the computer. I don't know how to turn
And
it
I
off.
don't want to read the text. I don't want to know what the hell's going on. So I see it and I just avert my eyes because I don't want to be accused of my son that I'm reading his text.
I don't see Mazda on here as well, Deb, but you can see like BMW sales in Maryland are up year over year. Look at Jaguar sales down 75%. Mini sales up 48%.
Well, that wouldn't take much. I mean, the dealers had 3 cars apiece last
But
year.
I think the reason I bring this up, Dad, is
Yes.
to your point about, Chip saying that, hey, you can go negotiate on a Mazda at the end
Yeah.
of the month. Well, that's probably because Mazda sales are down pretty significantly, and that's not across the board, and it's also different depending on where you are in the country.
I mean, it's all regionalized. I can't say what happens in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area is the same thing that happens in Southern California or in the Salt Lake City or the Great Northwest.
Yep.
It all depends where you are. It's regionalized. I would think like a state like Texas,
Yeah.
where everybody and their brother, and maybe even the brother's kids, all drive pickup trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe there's probably a law in the books in Texas that says you can't reside in Texas if you don't own a pickup truck.
Yep.
So everybody drives one, whether they need it or not. Because not everybody has like a farm or a ranch or So what's going to happen and even though Texas still has some of the least expensive gas prices in the country.
Yep.
But they're going up. What happens to a state like Texas where all these people driving trucks suddenly say, "Man, I don't want to be driving something that gets 18 miles to the gallon."
No, that'll be fascinating. And you know what?
Yeah.
I saw something in the chat. I'm going to pull up some chat messages here in just a second. Remember when Ford and all the other manufacturers had trucks sitting in fields because they were waiting for chips?
Yes.
Did we ever get to the bottom of that? Like, what happened to those trucks?
Well, some of them the manufacturers just destroyed because it was cheaper to crush them and destroy them than it was to replace wiring harnesses in them.
Oh God,
from
that's
the
so sad.
from the field mice and everything, the rodents that love wiring harnesses. And as we learned the other day, that a typical wiring harness has 3.1 miles worth of wires running through it. So a lot of those trucks were crushed and destroyed, never made it to dealers' lots. A lot of the other trucks, they eventually got the chips for them and have gotten them to dealers' lots. What's going on with the what they call it, Mud Mountain for Ford. So I would be concerned if I was looking at
Ice
a truck.
Mountain. There you go.
Yeah. Well, it was Mud Mountain first.
Then now it's Ice Mountain because it's cold there outside.
Yes. But you would be concerned if your truck had a build date of 2/21.
Yeah.
And yet it didn't make it into your dealer's inventory until, I don't know, January of 2022. That would indicate that was one of the vehicles that sat.
And in the A-pillar on the stamp from the manufacturer, you can see when the vehicle was built.
Yes, it'll give you the month, the month and the year when it was produced.
Okay, so we've got a chat message here that I'm going to pull up in just a second. I want to pull it up here. It is from RP. He says, if I get in an accident, will the insurance company compensate me for the market value of my car, which is high? And now,
yes.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
So the answer is yes. They use book values.
Yes, they use book values. And if you have replacement coverage on your insurance, then, well, they have to go by what the market conditions are.
Now, one of the things I'm super proud of, it's like in beta right now, okay?
Beta.
Go to this URL. Pretty please. Joinyaa.com/valuations. I will demonstrate really briefly here what we've got. We started working with some of our data partners, and we decided we could come up with a YAA fair market value. The reason I say this is in beta is because not every VIN's going to work, and it can be a little buggy at times. But I'm just going to grab a VIN really quick. So give me a second here. I'm just going to our
I wish I had the
listings.
VIN to my Mini.
I wish you did too. That would be really convenient.
I probably do. Would you like it?
We'll just do this. So we've got 65,000 miles on this. It's for sale in Maryland, whatever. I'm gonna pop the VIN in here.
Yeah, state was Maryland.
MD.
Because
car prices change from.
Yes.
What did we say? Was it
65,000 miles?
65,000.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put in my email. And you also, we're not gonna spam you with text, but I actually figured out how to hook it up with text. I'm gonna hit submit.
Yeah. And then his pocket's going to go off.
No, this is on silent. If anyone can teach me,
Yeah.
if anyone can teach, and it's free, by the way, what I'm showing you.
Yeah.
If anyone can teach me how to turn it off on the computer.
Well, there's got to be a way.
I got text from my dad.
Oh, man. And you didn't even see me texting, did you?
It says fair market value, YAA's fair market value,
Yeah.
$26,231. I'm coming back here to the listing so we can actually take a quick peek because I just did this randomly on the fly.
Yeah.
So the advertised price is $27,334. What's that say? Fair market $26,231.
So we think it's about $1,100 high.
Yeah. So we are not a book value.
You know, and lucky for us, it's right up the street. So
we could go.
We should go up there and let them know that car is probably $1,000 overpriced.
The way that we design this algorithm, like, trust me, we're not black book and whatnot, but like we try to make it conservative, realistic. It's our attempt at helping you figure out what's a realistic value for either a car that you own or a car that you're looking to buy.
Yes.
Anyway, it's in beta right now, but join YAA.com/valuation
when it gets to VHS,
and you'll sign up for it.
Well,
then.
then I think maybe I'll buy some stock in it.
Randy says, I began working at a large used car dealer location and the place is busy, people buying used cars. That hasn't changed.
No.
We've got here Fly in High. I backed out of a Ram 2500 deal last week to wait and see what happens with the truck market. Maybe back to invoice price negotiations.
I mean, I think that there's going to be an awful lot of people that put deposits on trucks to be built, and that they're not going to complete the transactions because of what's going on with gas prices, and so that suddenly all these trucks that these dealers all believe that are sold are no longer going to be sold, and they're just going to start gathering on the lots, and I think at a certain point, manufacturers or dealers are going to come up with creative ways to encourage people to buy cars that don't necessarily, or vehicles that don't necessarily get
because it costs money for them to sit there, so they have to find.
It does, yes.
We've got Joshua saying dealerships will become charging stations. An interesting concept. And you know what? Farley said that the infrastructure, the way that the dealership looks and feels, it's going to have to change. The footprint isn't going to need to be as big for the EV.
Well, if they don't carry cars, if they don't have cars on, the only cars that are there are the ones that they're getting ready to deliver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kevin, we got a win in the chat. Purchased Ford Focus RS from Coons, Baltimore for $35,000 in 2017. Today, cars worth $37,000. Laugh out loud. I live in Northern Virginia. Noticed cheaper car prices in Baltimore versus DC area. Maryland is a great state to get good deals. Back in 2017, the dock fee was a lot lower than it is at present.
Yeah. The dock fee at Maryland dealers in 2017 was probably $199. It's up to $500 now.
Yeah,
and that's governed by the state. The max it can be in Maryland is $500, and so that's exactly where the dealers have it.
And it's worth mentioning and reminding,
Yeah.
Used car prices, even though they've come down just a little bit and we expect them to go right back up, they're still incredibly inflated and incredibly high. And that ties into
that was a perfect example of how ridiculous it is that a car he paid $35,000 for nearly 5 years ago, he got $37,000 for today.
Yeah.
That is not historically what happens with vehicles up until this particular point in time, the last 15 to 18 months. Prior to that, vehicles had always been a depreciating asset.
Yep.
For the last 15 to 18 months, they've been appreciating assets. There is a school of thought that at a certain point in time, they will return to what they've always been, which are depreciating assets.
But this is actually, you just hit on something interesting, and I've got so many more starred chat messages, so I promise we're going to spend a lot of time going through the chat. Let me find the article here.
Yeah.
I think it was this one, so let me share my screen.
Please.
We've got plenty of articles coming out in Automotive News, the industry publication from NADA, the National Automobile Dealers Association. And I think it was this one. Let me scroll just for a second. No, it must have been... Yep, here it is. U.S. dealership sales set a new record in 2021. The nation's 16,600 franchise dealerships reached a record $1.18 trillion in sales in 2021, besting its previous record set in 2019 by 153 billion.
Yes.
We know that dealerships made a lot of money. We know a lot of dollars.
And they did that by selling fewer cars.
Yep. Here's what I actually wanted to jump down to.
Yes.
Manzi. What is Manzi's? Manzi said, all right, tell me who the hell Manzi is.
Yeah, who's Manzi?
Here we go.
Yeah.
NADA chief economist Patrick Manzi.
Okay.
He said this on Saturday.
Yeah.
He also predicted that 2019 level prices will not return. There could be an elevated floor for used vehicle values going forward. He said the average used vehicle transaction price was $26,709 in 2021, up about $4,500 from 2020 and $6,000, $6,700 from 2019. So this is the chief economist for the National Automobile Dealers Association saying, maybe inventory levels will slightly, or manufacturers' production capacities, prices aren't going to go back. There is no normal.
He's saying that the floor will be elevated. He's not saying that they won't return to at some point being
depreciating assets.
Depreciating assets again.
I agree with you. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to say here is we walked into last month with 7.9% year-over-year inflation.
Yes.
And that was with used cars
going down a little
in
bit.
February.
And they were still up 41% from February of 2021 to February of 2022.
If anyone thinks that there's going to be prices back like they were in 19, no, there's absolutely no
but
chance.
I do believe they will return to depreciating.
Absolutely. And I think we're about to see that in the next few weeks with gas guzzler vehicles and trucks and big SUVs and sports cars. When we get the Black Book data on Tuesday, join on the Ray and Zach channel. Just YouTube search Ray and Zach. We do a daily news show called Daily News you can use, and it's a podcast as well. We're going to have on Tuesdays, we have the Black Book
podcast?
We have the Black Book market update. Wait, let's actually pull that up, Dad. Come on, man. Come on.
My God, you know, the more you talk, the more things you think become valuable.
Also, I want to just demonstrate. You will also get if you do the YAA valuation, you'll get an email from my dad.
From me.
Fair market value, the low end if it's in rough condition, great condition, and then you get immediate links to all of our guides.
Wait. Okay, fair market value is $26,231. If it's in poor condition, it should be worth around $24,294. At the higher end, we think it might be worth $53 more.
An extra
$57.
$57.
Okay.
But we also give you links directly to. It's a work in progress.
No, it's a beta.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're waiting for it to come out on VHS.
Yes.
We'll give you links to all of our guides. Okay. But what I wanted to show everyone.
Yes. And how to get offers from Carvana and Carmack.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I asked the fine people over at Black Book if they could get us information about hybrids versus gas vehicles and the used car market, which is depreciating faster.
Yeah.
January, February, March. We have very little data yet for March, but you can see that the depreciation of gas vehicles on the used car market is more rapid than the depreciation of hybrid vehicles in the used car market.
Yes.
This is
we're more pronounced.
More pronounced.
I
Thank
like
you.
that.
You just came up with it, so I understand why you would like it. Yeah. I understand how that works.
Yeah.
I got that quality from you.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say here, Dad, is we expect used car prices to go back up. Maybe the how pronounced the appreciation is amongst different segments of vehicles, gas versus hybrid, for example, that'll be different.
Yes.
Gas vehicles will potentially appreciate less than hybrids. Or I wouldn't be surprised if you actually see gas vehicles depreciate, certain segments of gas vehicles, trucks, SUVs, sports cars.
And some that will depreciate much quicker than others.
I thought that was a useful tidbit.
Yes,
to pull up.
I do concur, young man.
We've got from R. Dillon a very thoughtful contribution.
Well,
Buy Dad a
you.
steak, enjoy the normal happy days.
What kind of steak is he buying me for $10? Come on. Come on, man. I make him take me to the nice steak restaurants like Morton's or Prime at the Bellagio. He can't even get me a steak sandwich for $10. But thank you very much. He'll just have to put up the other 80.
Scott in the chat saying the YA dealership Google sheet helped me save $2,000 on my new 4Runner. Thank you. That's going to get tonight's first.
Yes.
Ray Shefska stamp of approval, because that goes to the whole community for filling out the Google sheet or leaving dealership reviews so that we can help each other find decent deals. Scott, thanks for sharing that. All right, we've gotten the chat, Dad, from Nick.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm finally buying my first car.
Congratulations.
Paid the deposit last week, hoping to pay the rest and collect it on Monday. I'm so excited, even if it was a terrible time to get in the car market. Well, congratulations, Nick.
Yes, yes, we're happy for you, and please study up on all our
Go into the F&I
guides
office.
and watch some of our videos so that, well, as a first-time buyer, you don't get taken advantage of when you're finishing up the paperwork.
Well said, Pops. John says here, he's got a question for you, Pops.
Yes.
I don't see how I'm supposed to afford a new electric vehicle. I think that's a really fair question. What's your
Yeah.
take on that?
I don't see how you're supposed to either, but obviously the federal government would like to help.
Yep.
In a certain way by offering electric vehicle credits of
Still up to 7,500. Yep.
of up to $12,500.
Well, that hasn't passed yet, but that's
But
what
it might
will likely
pass,
pass
yeah.
this year.
So the government has realized, and it's not just the U.S. government, European governments have realized that the only way to get people off of renewable energy renewable is electric. Only way to get people off of fossil
There you
fuels,
go.
non-renewable energy, is to get them
To subsidize it.
Is to get them to purchase renewable energy vehicles, and the way they've come up with doing it is to subsidize it through tax credits, because governments, rightly or wrongly, feel that eventually it'll be better for everybody if more and more people are actually driving electric type vehicles.
But let's be crystal clear. Like, fine. I mean, you've actually got more EV options under $60,000 than you did, a couple of years ago. But they're all marked up and they're all super 60,000. I know.
Okay, so if it's 60 grand and I get a $7,500 tax credit. Okay, so I'm down to 62.5. I mean 52.5. I'm sorry, that's too rich for my blood,
No,
and that's too expensive for the average person out there. The average new car transaction price, what was it in January or December?
Yeah,
broke the $47,000 plateau. Well, electric vehicles, even with rebates, are more than that.
100%.
Most of them. I mean, now are there some that are priced in the upper 30s and low 40s? Yes. Are they in great supply? No. So I don't know.
You know what's going to be attractive next year? The Acura ILX. Like, that's starting at $30,000 or something like that. Like, that's an incredible price point.
The ILX?
Yeah.
What? They canceled. They discontinued the ILX.
Acura.
That's why they're coming back out with the Integra.
2023. Oh, Integra.
Yeah. They're coming back out with the Integra.
Nice job.
Yeah.
You're on top of your stuff.
Well, I was an Acura guy for 12 years. So
sold the product for a while.
Maybe I have a little insights into how Acura works, which is not well.
Wait, let's just for a moment here. So Nick's picking up. This is great. A 2012 Ford Focus.
Okay.
Let's just talk for a second here about hopefully some of the steps that Nick took. Pre-purchase inspection on any used vehicle in this market.
So. Yes.
Also getting pre-financing is how I'll phrase that. So getting
pre-approved.
Are there any other things that are kind of musts when you're buying a used car? Knowing what the black book value is, knowing now what the YAA fair market value is.
Well, you'd also want to probably get an insurance quote. I don't want to say anything, Nick, but you look young. Now that could just
be an avatar.
Yeah, that could just be a quality picture from 1972. I don't know, but my guess is, since this is your first car, it's not. So yeah, I mean, you want to check on insurance. You need to have a real solid idea as to what the total cost of ownership is going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be helpful.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to be helpful. We've got here from Gary in the chat saying, do you know if they are building Explorers again? Ordered one in February and still haven't heard anything. I actually think we've got a good resource for you, Gary. So let me pull it up. I'm going to do two things. One is, if you search on the listings, I'm assuming you mean new Ford Explorers. Let me do new. Let me go to Ford. And let me go to Explorer. So one of the things that you can do is you can widen out your radius. Next week, the nationwide search should be back up. We had a bug. We released it last week. We realized there was a bug. We worked on it this week. It should be back out next week. But if you click on one of these, you'll be able to see.
Did you get Terminex or Truly Nolan in here from the bugs?
Arash and the whole team. Thank you,
Okay,
everyone
good.
who
Yeah,
worked on it.
Yeah,
So there's a 45-day supply in our area. So this is the first way to kind of tell.
yeah.
It doesn't directly answer, are they building more? But there you go. There's 45-day supply.
They have a 45-day supply because there's 431 available units, and in the previous 45 days they sold 434.
Now, the one other resource you have, I'm going to go to
Yes.
resources blog,
Yes.
and I'm going to scroll down here to the search new car inventory. We've got a page that we keep updating every single month with new car inventory levels. Not every OEM supplies us with data, but Ford is one of them. So this is March, February inventory change, and then this is the national days supply. Explorer right here.
So Explorers actually went up in March.
Inventory levels went up 3,400
3,400
units. The day supply went up from 24 to 49. So to answer your question, Gary, yes, they are building Explorers.
Boy,
and shipping them.
now, if I may,
Please.
they increased the inventory by 3,400 units. That, by doing that doubled their day supply. That would indicate to me that things started slowing down on the sale of Explorers. It would just seem to me.
Now let's see where.
When you had 16,100 of them,
Yeah.
you had a 24-day supply, and when you have 19,500 of them, you suddenly have almost a 50-day supply.
Yeah.
3,400 units shouldn't make that much difference in your day supply, except if, well, the market for them is tanking a tad.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And we can also see actually here, F-Series trucks inventory went down 13,000 units, but days supply only went down 3. There's a little correlation there as well. The Maverick inventory went up considerably. Day supply went up considerably. Mach-E 400 is very low. Anyway, so we actually have answers to your question here, Gary. I'm kind of curious though. So we said that the day supply. Let me go back to the buying tab.
It was 45 days.
It was 45 days because we were searching for a Ford Explorer.
Yeah.
I want to just test something really quick.
Okay.
And that was new. Let's change our zip code. We used to live in 85254.
That would be Scottsdale.
I'm kind of curious what so this updates.
Yes.
Everything updates. You got your price history if it's changed. The day supply in Scottsdale, Arizona is 34.
Yes.
So, Gary, to answer your question, hopefully we've given you enough data to help answer your question, but use the search to also help inform what inventory levels are like. And you're right, that is all free. Also, again, I'm plugging it again because we don't even have it on the menu yet. JoinYAA.com/valuation, or you can even put an S on there. I set up a redirect. Plug your VIN in, plug a state in.
Yeah.
Toss in the mileage,
Yeah.
toss in your email, and if you give us your phone number, you're going to get a text message as well. I set this up today. I'm so proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too, but can you explain one thing to me? If we give it
membership.
Oh, I was going to say, because if we give it everything away,
membership.
How do we make money?
Membership.
I mean, I know the media portion of it, the YouTube stuff.
Membership.
Membership. So become a member, ladies and gentlemen.
JoinYA.com/plans. Our Ford Lightning price is going up. I guess we could check.
Yeah.
You want to check? Let's check. I don't know the answer. Let's check.
I would imagine it's an electric vehicle.
Let's check.
When are they coming out? Are they out?
They're out.
How many of them are there?
We're about to find out. None. 500 miles?
I don't think they're out there.
Oh, that didn't work. Yeah. Oh, it defaulted back to Ford. Are there any Ford Lightnings for sale?
I don't think so.
We're waiting for them to get delivered?
Maybe even built.
Probably built.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So will the dealers?
Oh, the dealers mark them up? Yeah.
Yes.
Will Ford send them a memo?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
Will Ford say to him, well, you're not going to be able to be a Model E dealer.
How about this from Seth Dad? Just signed the papers for my factory order 2022 Subaru Outback Touring. I got 2% under invoice.
Nicely done.
And negotiated off the dealer add-ons, taking delivery in the first half of May Subaru VIP program.
Very nicely done. Congratulations.
What do you think, Pops?
I think he did well. When considering
Is that going to be
that's a stamp of approval. Considering the fact that there's no Subarus,
There's
Yeah.
absolutely no Subarus. Yeah,
Yeah.
there really, really isn't. All right, we've got here from Town and Country TV. Thank you so much. Also a nice looking
Yes,
avatar.
thank you. Yes.
We love seeing all the growth your channel has gotten. You guys have fantastic content. Sincerely, one of the few dealerships still charging MSRP. We obviously have no affiliation with Town and Country TV, but check them out because if they're
Yes.
selling at MSRP, that's
That's a plus.
that's a huge plus.
That's
And
a-
also,
That's a dealer that gets it and is in this for the long haul, not for the short term.
absolutely. Let's answer Andre's question here, and then we had another thoughtful contribution come in. What's the best used car you can buy for $15,000 cash? What's even worth owning for that price range? But let's
here you go. I mean, I just know because our cousin just recently bought a pre-owned Honda Civic.
All right, so we're gonna do Honda
Civic. I forget what year it was that he bought, but he got it for around 15 grand.
So we're saying price.
Yeah.
So do you want to do? Let's do total price, because the total price, let's be clear, is the out the door price. It
Yes.
includes taxes and fees.
Yes.
A lot of people don't think about
But
that.
no.
We're saying under 15,000 out the door. 500-mile radius. There's 509. Do you want to sort it by, what do you think?
Miles.
Miles?
Yeah.
All right, lowest miles.
Yeah.
Some of these don't have miles listed. No
Oh.
miles listed. No miles listed. Page 2. We need a mile listed. All right, here we go. So you've got supposedly 23,000 miles on this one.
Well, yeah, after they rolled it back.
37,000 miles on this one. You want to take a look at this one?
That's in California.
You want to look at it?
Sure. It still seems like a lot of money.
Vehicle details. There's the VIN. Let's look at the seller. Clean Carfax.
Yeah.
5-speed transmission. Blah, blah,
Automatic.
blah.
Yeah.
This total price, though, title fee, registration fee. So this in sales tax, the lieu tax is also included up here. So that's why that's so much.
Yeah. Well, no. Depends where in Arizona as to what the sales tax is. I mean, in Scottsdale, it's like
I think the way that
8.7.
we aggregate in the
but that doesn't include that doesn't include the lieu tax. Although the lieu tax would be cheap.
I'll have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
You buying this one for under 15 grand? It looks kind of nice.
Yeah, where's this dealership?
It's a California dealership,
Oh, okay.
Costa Mesa, California. But we have
Okay.
the zip code set to Arizona, so
Gotcha.
it's doing the
yeah,
Arizona taxes.
Yeah, no, gotcha.
The other factor you got to put into this pre-purchase inspection.
Yes.
So you got to think about that as well. That's
Yeah.
another cost. But yeah, you can find a car for under 15 grand.
Yeah, I'm telling you, our cousin Jay did.
It's not easy.
He did it in
Yeah.
less than a week. The dealer wouldn't hold the car so he could get a pre-purchase inspection, and he bought it anyway.
Let's talk about that in a second. The Crow, thank you so much for your contribution.
thank
Enjoy
you.
lunch again on me. That sounds like tomorrow. We'll do some lunch pops. That sounds like it could be good.
You're not.
Do it for
treating
the show. Just say it for the show. Just
Yeah,
acknowledge it for the show.
No, I don't. We're supposed to be transparent. When was the last time you ever took me out to lunch? You don't hang out with me other than you have me come to work and do live streams.
Well,
with you.
do I hang out with any of my other coworkers?
I have no idea. I don't ask.
Because we're just coworkers.
I thought we had a don't ask, don't tell policy here.
I
at
thought
the
we were
office.
just
I don't know who
coworkers.
you hang out with.
You know who I hang out with. I haven't gotten any text messages, so I guess.
Apparently, she was watching the show.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
All right, so you can't find cars for under 15,000,
Yes.
but like you just said, our cousin Jay, who bought one for his son,
Yeah.
the dealership wouldn't hold it for a pre-purchase inspection.
No.
We were going crazy. We were
Yeah.
saying you have to get it pre-purchase inspected, and he
But,
didn't.
he
he got
kept saying,
lucky.
Well, it's a Honda. It's a Honda. It's a Honda. Well, there's bad Hondas too, But he got Lemon Squad to come, and they did a post-purchase
At post-purchase, pre-purchase inspection, it checked out.
And it checked out. He was very fortunate.
Yeah, he really
Yes.
was. Charlie's got a question. Charlene, excuse me. What are the
Yeah.
prices inventory like on new Honda Accords? I'm not going to keep pulling up.
Yeah.
It's joinya.com/cars. And if you search for Honda Accords
In
new,
your area.
and then you'll
Yeah.
be able to see what the market
Yes.
conditions are for your area. We've got here from Mark, found a 2021 Mazda 3 Turbo with 11,000 miles, listed at 96% of the original sale price. Think I can talk him down to 85% in this market. No vehicle maintenance history and light interior scuff in good shape, though. What chances do you have of negotiating that much off of a used car right now. I imagine a little bit depends
on a Mazda 3, which is a
fuel efficient
relatively
vehicle.
fuel efficient vehicle. I think you're going to have a tough time negotiating an 11% discount. The fact that it's got 11,000 miles on it, and being the turbo, I think it calls for oil changes every 6,000 miles, and I think they require synthetic oil.
This is getting very in depth.
Well,
we are not
we
AMD, the
one.
car care nut.
So, but my point is,
yeah,
I would be a little concerned if it only had one oil change in 11,000 miles.
Okay, that's a very good point.
Although, and I would be concerned if that only oil change just recently happened when it was traded to this dealership.
Yeah,
that would be a concern to me.
Charlene, thanks for being a member. Yes, definitely check it out. You'll have access to all of the inventory levels right there. We've got Sam Desham asking, Pops, can you define? It's a group message. Oh, God, shit. Okay, Sam Desham says, define invoice price and how much does the dealer make selling at invoice? This is a great question. I think we have some guides that I'll try and pull up, but can you answer this question for Sam?
The invoice price is what the manufacturer charges the dealer. It's not the ultimate cost to the dealer, but it's what the dealer pays based on floor plan, because the dealer finances it. So the dealer's floor plan bank will pay the invoice amount to the manufacturer. Now, there's other things that are part of an invoice. So there's the wholesale invoice amount, but there are things like holdback, which in many cases are anywhere from 1 to maybe 2.5 to 3% of the base MSRP. So if a car has an MSRP of $30,000, well, and if there's 3% holdback, that's $900 in holdback.
Here's an example from a Ford invoice. You can see over here on the bottom left of the Ford invoice, it says HB. That stands for holdback.
Yes.
We actually have a pretty good
FPA.
Yep, give me a second. So, Pops, you see on the screen share, we cover it up.
Oh, okay.
So let me move us. Wait, ready?
Oh,
that's the screen.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
I gotta move us. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're up here.
Oh my!
So now you can point out.
So FPA.
Nope, point at the screen.
Whatever. FPA, where it says FPA, that's floor plan assistance. So that's there to help cover the cost of financing the vehicle. And if they're selling the vehicles right away, well, there is no cost of financing the vehicle, or it's very limited. So that just becomes a profit. And AA is not Alcoholics Anonymous, but that is advertising assistance. So Ford is paying the dealer whatever that number was. It's just covered up that I can't see, $546 in order to market that vehicle, and they don't have to spend that money to market that vehicle anymore. So that's an additional profit. So you had $1,200, you had $1,900 in what's referred to as below the line profit. And below the line is below the wholesale amount, the invoice amount.
Now, to get a dealer invoice, one of the things you can do is obviously ask the dealership. Also, if you go on resources and then YAA community, what we've built here at YAA has so little to do with me and my dad at this point and so much to do with the community. If you scroll down here to dealer invoices, this is where you can start to find dealer invoices, because people within the community either post them or ask for them, and you can find them right here. Also, while we're in here, let me click on dealership reviews again. 167 dealerships been reviewed by YAA members, and you can come in here and actually click on the spreadsheet as well. And Pops, drum roll please, 302 success stories have been posted on the community forum. I am just blown away by that. So if you're thinking about buying a car, you need to buy a car, you know somebody's going to buy a car.
And I'm guessing that only about 10% of all the success stories actually get published. So maybe there's 3,000 success. I don't know.
My point being, like, go there to find some inspiration before you go out and buy a car. We've got Sheepdog.
Yeah.
It's a cute avatar. I mean, with the dog. Explain how they would work a trade in with negative equity. Can you explain negative equity and also why it's less common right now because of inflation?
Well, negative equity is, let's say your car has a value of $15,000 and you still owe the bank $17,500.
Yep.
So you are the proud possessor of $2,500 in negative equity. Now, the way that works is, let's say you're buying a car that's $20,000, okay, and your payoff is $17,500.
Yep.
So here's how you would figure: you would take the $20,000, and realistically, the $17,500 that you still owe,
Yep.
that now becomes $37,500. And from that, you subtract the value of your trade, which was $15,000. So you're at $22,500 plus fees.
That's how you handle negative equity.
Well, and the other way, typically the way you handle it is you put money down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got D. Haynes saying, hey, man, is Ford done shipping to dealers by 2025? For EVs, yes.
Yeah,
For ICE,
they hope to
by January of 2024.
Yes.
For ICE vehicles, no. And then we've got Jordan saying Ford is planning on home delivery too. That's super interesting. And
Yes.
Pops.
Yes. Yeah.
We've got Laura Salter in the chat saying,
yes.
for the record, I think taking Ray out to lunch is a great idea.
I
have learned at a very young age. It was actually as a function of watching you and my mom, who passed away 4 years ago now.
4.5.
4.5 years ago. Flora says to do something. I'm going to do it. So we're going out to lunch, Pops. We're going out to lunch.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank
also,
you, Laura.
Big
thank
R,
you for your support.
Big R
Yeah.
might be invited. Pops is so knowledgeable. Love listening to him. And the Crow paid for it, so we got to answer his question.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the price of 392s and Hellcats? Will they continue to rise as there is a lack of availability? Will they fall with the cost of gas? This isn't actually a super interesting question.
That is a super interesting question.
Because it's a juxtaposition of gas prices should
Yes.
drive their prices down.
But I don't think they will, because
I don't think they will either.
they're
so
a niche.
scarce.
They're a niche vehicle, and they're manufactured in limited numbers. And those who want them, and won't care how much it costs to fill it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People
now,
who
there
want
are
to have...
some people who will want them that literally it would be a problem for them. And so those people might find themselves out of the market, but the vast majority of people that would want that car, even with high gas prices, they will get that car.
Absolutely.
It would be like me in the Audi of RS6
Avant. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't care what it cost me to fill that car.
That's what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
Randy reminding me that her son treats her to lunch. So,
well, yeah.
I know.
Where are you taking me?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And yeah, here you go. We've got from Andrew B. Hellcats are ending production soon. No way they're going down in price. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Yardbird, I hear, is one of my favorite chicken places.
Yardbird could be very well where we go. All right. I want to pull up really quickly the other thing that you had mentioned before, back with YA, what we are actually able to offer is the community and our membership and all that fun stuff. There was a really awesome success story that was posted here by Alan. And so I thought we'd just take a moment. Let's acknowledge how well Alan did. He's a deal enthusiast. After 8.5 months of waiting, thanks to chip shortage, my dream truck got built and delivered to South Florida. Got an insane deal because of all the support and knowledge of the YAA videos, a package mistake made by the manufacturer, and the community support. $74,000 MSRP, and I bought it at $64,000. Dealer discount with 0 APR for 4 years offered by Chrysler Capital.
Wow.
After a $15,000 trade-in that they price matched with CarMax, I walked away to finance $54,000 on a $74,000 vehicle. Going to drive this, quote, not my words, his, sexy beast, end quote, for the next 8 years. Minimum. Wanted to thank all the people on the forum for the helpful advice and the information from the YouTube channel that helped me get the know-how. I'm going to give this the stamp of approval,
Absolutely.
obviously.
And I only hope that beast remains as sexy to you in 8 years as it does right now.
And that's a perfect example of the
Yes.
community at play and what we're
Yes.
trying to build here. Whether you want to get an EV, an ICE vehicle, a hybrid, something in between,
Whatever.
you should get a fair deal.
The whole concept of the forum was that there's more knowledge and information available if we have a lot of people helping us provide it.
100%.
It can't just be you and I as pretty much the face of this nonsense, doing the videos that we do, and then having the team behind us, with Justice and Phil and Mario and Candace and Kimberly and heck, I don't remember everybody, but
Yeah.
that are, but we can't do it all. That's why the community forum is so valuable and so necessary. And I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, think that was the smartest thing that we ever added to the website.
July of last year. Yeah. Really, really proud that we
Yeah.
did that. We did it right around my birthday.
Yeah.
We've got Space, who is just actually, you know what? We're going to give Space's flowers really quick. Lots of factory orders arriving and success stories in the channel. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, let's give Space his flowers for a second here. And not to take anything away from Justice or Phil, because we're going to do them next.
Yeah.
I'm just going to search Space.
Space.
Dang.
Yes.
That says 3,607. Whoops, sorry, Mario. I didn't think about the email. Please don't spam Mario's email. But there you go. 3,677 comments. No posts. Space is just in here helping you.
Yes.
And they like helping you.
Like,
And I'm not
yes.
going to pull up Phil and Justice now because I knew the email show. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to do that. But it's just an incredible community and so many people. Hey, you want to know what the incentives are on a particular deal? And it's not just Space. You know, there's plenty of people in the forum here that are helping, but
Yes.
there's a really great group of people that want to support you and make sure that you get a fair deal and you're not getting taken advantage of. That's for sure.
Yes.
All right.
Did you want to inadvertently give out my personal email?
Bradley says, well, no, the way to get your email
Yeah.
is if you use our joinya.com/valuation.
Yeah.
The email comes from you.
Oh, that's right.
The text message also comes from you.
Yeah. There you have it.
We've got from
Doesn't
Bradley
come from
here,
my
Pops.
cell phone, does it?
What do you see in the future 10 years out? What do you think this market looks like?
Well, that's a tough one. First of all, I don't see myself being here probably.
No. How old are you?
I'll be 71 in May.
So you'll be 80.
Yeah,
You don't want to be
yeah.
alive when you're 80?
Oh, yeah, of course I do.
You're just
Yeah,
thinking
no,
you probably won't.
that's all. You know, who knows what's going on? There's wars. There's who knows what's. But you know, what do I?
That's kind of morbid,
I don't know. Well, whatever.
but beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all have expiration dates. We just don't know what the hell they are.
Yeah.
For the automobile industry, I don't. My hope would be that in 10 years, that through our efforts and your team's efforts, that we've gotten enough buy-in from enough dealer principals to really look at how it is that they sell cars and change their practices so that it could become more transparent and more pleasurable for their customers.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope the future for the car business is 10 years from now. Pricing wise, who knows? I mean, we're going to have, we will have inflation now. I can guarantee you that somewhere along the line between now and the next 10 years, we'll have a recession.
Yeah.
I mean, they happen. So, prices could be coming down when we have a recession. I mean, it's all cycles. Life is nothing but cycles. And yes, the higher the prices they get now, that ceiling always remains to be broken again in the future. And yes, the floor rises, but if there's a recession, the ceiling drops and the floor drops a little bit, and then it'll go back up again.
I hear you.
That's just the way it happens.
I absolutely hear you.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a couple chat comments that I pinned here for you,
Yeah.
Pops. One's going to be, I typed in my daughter's Carvin on your website. It doesn't give me a value. Beta. We preface this with beta.
Yeah.
Use the black book value if the YAA value doesn't come back. But yeah, give it a shot. joinya.com/valuation. We've got a question here from Coco Puffs. Do you think it would be better to buy a new car in today's market? What are you doing, new or used right now?
Oh, new for sure.
New factory order, if you could.
Oh my God, yeah, because perhaps you can get that for.
We just saw a
MSRP.
Subaru deal
Yeah,
at Invoice.
Yeah. And we also saw where one of our members bought a car 5 years ago for $35,000 and just traded in for $37,000 5 years later. So you tell me what's the better buy? Buy the new car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got from Shannon here a very thoughtful
Well,
contribution.
thank you, Shannon.
Shannon says, helped a friend get his refund for some product that he bought in F&I. Had him call the accounting department, and it was found out that the finance department was holding it back. Thank you for the knowledge. This is, Shannon, thanks for sharing that. This is also, it speaks volumes to this community. Shannon is part of YAA, obviously. She's engaged here. helps someone, and then
Yeah.
comes back and donates to our cause.
Yes.
What an awesome, that's
Yeah.
just, thank you,
Yeah.
Shannon. Thanks for doing that. Sandy in the chat saying, Ray, come on, dude. I'm 71 and plan on many more good years to come.
Well, me too, but I mean, I try. Listen, Sandy, you've got to admit, at our age, you never buy the green bananas because you just might not live long enough for them to get ripe enough to eat the sons of guns.
Dad. Come on, though.
Yeah.
Big R says you'll be around another 20 years.
I probably will.
And Seth says Ray will live as long as he can get into a Jeep Grand Cherokee L.
Or
an Audi RS6. That video will drop on Tuesday. Really, really fun. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Laser Beam Check says, what do you think will happen at the dealerships, markups, etc., when the 2022 Nissan Z is available in the next month or so? It's going to go up a lot. There's going to be big markups.
I mean, the Z has had a charmed life on and off. I bought an Opel GT.
Yeah.
When I was 21 years old. So that had to be in 1972.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford the $1,000 more it would have taken to buy the 240Z, which is what I really wanted. And then a few years later, when I got into the car business and I was working at a Datsun dealership, I did buy, I think it was a 260Z, 2+2 for my first wife, Toby. And the good news is Toby got the car in the divorce. That was part of the divorce. And her license plate, she had personalized license plates.
Oh man.
And it was ZX Life. Okay. Because she had a ZX.
No, I get it.
And I told her when she got divorced, she should apply for new plates that say ZX Wife.
That's terrible.
No, it was helped me through it.
So you cope with humor.
Yes, absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but my hair got a little shorter. And I look like Daddy Warbucks at the moment. It's like I have no hair. And what happened was I went to the barber shop. What was it, on Thursday?
Yeah.
And the young lady said to me, she said, well, how would you like your hair? And I said, long and flowing. Okay. And she laughed and then she punched me in the arm and she just whipped out the clippers and she did whatever she did. She said, you like short. Apparently I do.
And now it's short.
Oh my God. As I said to my kids when I texted them after the haircut, I believe I had more hair in my head at conception than I do today.
You're funny, man. Sean, thanks for the thoughtful
Thank you.
contribution. Also,
Thank you,
great
Sean.
headshot.
Yes.
Really, really great
Yes.
headshot.
Yeah, I look like, if I take my glasses off, I swear to you, I look like I could be Larry Hogan's double, and Larry Hogan's the governor of Maryland. They might sign me as his stunt double.
I don't know, Pops. I think you look a little bit more like this is
God.
I think Caillou.
Yeah, maybe.
I really see you as more of a Caillou kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a couple things that I want to turn our attention to.
Yes.
One is a story that comes by way of automotive news, and I pulled up actually the Jalopnik article about it.
Okay.
And it is about a car salesman who defrauded over 30 people. Did you hear about this one?
Yeah, real nice guy.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
No, this is why the police exist. I rephrased that still.
Yeah. This is not why we do what we do.
We don't do it. No.
Yeah.
The police exist for this reason. There is a salesperson.
Yeah.
There is this salesperson.
Yes.
He worked
Ricardo.
7 years
Yes.
at Dick Scott Jeep Ram Dodge in
Yes.
Chrysler in Plymouth, Michigan.
Yes.
He got fired. And the reason he got fired is they realized he had embezzled or scammed the dealership out of tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Good reason to get
It
fired.
happens. Happens.
Now, what happened after he got fired in July
Yeah.
is what was worse.
Yes. Yeah. That was when he used his sales skills to meet up with customers, his previous customers, who thought he still worked at the dealership. Well, at neutral locations, not at the dealership, and he would work on trading their car and this and that, and he would take their car and he would steal their car because he didn't work for the dealership anymore. It turns out, I don't think he's going to trial yet.
No, not yet.
But the charges seem to indicate that he's just perhaps maybe not the nicest person you'd want to hang out with on a Sunday afternoon.
And this is why we preach the due diligence. I mean, this is why Deal
Yes.
School is 100% free. Go to
Another thing that's free. My God. You know,
We're playing the
businesses-
long game. We're playing the long game.
Businesses don't exist forever just
I
by
know.
giving stuff
I
away.
know. We ran payroll last week. I know.
And
It
that was
hurt.
what I get paid on Tuesday.
I know, it
Am I
hurt.
still getting paid?
Yeah, no, you
Oh, okay, good.
This is why Deal School exists.
Yeah,
Okay, like Deal
yeah.
School helps you, give you the confidence to be like, hey, this feels a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that exists: the dealership reviews. Eric
Yeah.
Rogers. I took my niece to look at cars last week. Kia of Cherry Hill has markups of $20,000 on every single vehicle, including a $21,000 Soul.
Yeah. That
Making these
better,
Soul
that better come up
840.
with a whole family of hamsters.
Lots of hamsters.
Yeah.
Don't go to your local Petco and see what you can pay for a hamster.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
generous enough to knock off 10,000, but wouldn't eliminate the markup altogether. They were
Yeah.
very friendly and extremely busy. With a polite no thank you, we went out the door, drove down the street to Audi of Cherry Hill, no markups, but they were at full sticker. So an Audi Q3 ended up being about $10,000 less than a Kia Sorento.
Wow.
We are still shopping since she hasn't made a decision yet.
Yeah.
Avoid Kia and Audi of Cherry Hill is like, well, primarily
Audi
Kia.
at Cherry Hill is selling it at
Kia,
MSRP.
Kia, thank you,
yeah,
yes.
but you know, and maybe, just maybe, Eric, you'll be able to get the Audi of Cherry Hill to discount the vehicle a little bit.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Now, another thing that I will mention, how we
Yeah.
make money. If you're gonna hold on to your vehicle
Yes.
and you're not gonna, sell it or anything like that, not buy a new one, and you're
Yeah.
thinking about an extended warranty,
Yes.
buy it through YAA, or at least get a quote through YAA. We make a
Yes.
flat $500 markup when you purchase through YAA. It's backed by AUL Corporation, a huge, big $100 million,
More than
insurance,
100 million.
lots of hundreds of millions. And they're backed by Assure. Anyway, it's backed. Get a quote from us. Price shop it. Do your whole thing. You can also call us. We might not answer tonight. I hope Warren doesn't answer tonight. Please don't
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
tonight,
Come
Warren.
on. Saturday,
Or you can
Saturday
even-
night. The only two idiots in this company that
Yeah,
are working
working.
on Saturday night.
You and me.
Exactly.
And everyone that Kimberly's in the chat,
Yeah,
Justice
yeah,
is in the
yeah,
chat,
yeah.
Mario's in the chat,
Yeah.
Phil's in the chat. You can also schedule free consultations about your extended warranty with our team. So
Yeah.
please consider doing that as
Yes.
well. That's joinyaa.com/extended warranty. The car search is at /cars. Plans and pricing for our membership are at /plans. And then the new thing, the beta,
Yeah.
what we're going to be working on is used car valuations.
Yes.
Plug in your VIN, plug in your state, and get your valuation. Checklists for how to sell your vehicle for the most money as well. Below, that is, I think, tonight's show, Pops.
Well, does that mean we're done?
How you feeling?
Basically out of water, so we're done. We're done. You know.
We got to go back to the pool because we're at
But
NADA.
we're at the Encore, which, by the way, I have stayed there.
Oh, I should mention, we don't have a promo code right now, but for St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th, right? It is.
Okay.
If you want to wait, Shay,
Yeah.
next week we'll have a promo code. We're doing 20% off. It starts on St. Patrick's Day. So if you don't want to sign up for a membership today, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You're on the stream. Thanks for being here. You're in the
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Next week, 20% promo code starts on St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. Yeah, we'll be announcing that next week. So, no, we don't have any promo codes right now, but we will.
Oh my God! So it's not even Beware the Ides of March, Brutus. It's looking forward to St. Patty's Day.
Ooh, there's a time change tonight. That's
Yeah.
a shame.
Yes. We spring ahead, so we lose an hour of sleep. Yeah. So
Huh.
you're telling me on St. Patrick's Day, the day that they turn the Chicago River green,
Yeah.
that we're going to be having saving of the green
Yeah.
for anybody that wants to sign up for a membership.
Do you have a clue? Again, like the promo code doesn't work right now, but do you have a clue what the code is? I had to keep it short and simple. You don't want to make it confusing.
Yeah. Patty?
Luck.
Luck.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
It'll be luck next week.
Wow.
Also, we've got Kevin here. We'll end on this. I would
Yeah.
sell my soul to the devil if I could get
$1,000 for a
$41,000.
soul. Yeah.
Kia Souls for $41,000. What a
Yeah.
crazy time to be
Yes.
alive.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Pops, I'm glad you're alive. Thanks for doing
Me
tonight's
too.
show.
Sandy, I'm looking forward as a couple of oldsters to seeing you next week. Next Saturday
I can't
night.
believe you made the banana thing. That was, yeah.
What?
It was just
You know, at
interesting.
my age, it's not, you're not buying them green bananas. You just don't.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see y'all, for those of you, on Monday with news that you can use on the Ray and Zach channel.
Dad, you're freaking yelling.
I'm excited. So we'll see you all Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here.